I'm going to talk about the team players and teamwork book that I read. First, I'm going to give you a little overview of the main points of the book, and then I'm going to talk about the similarities and differences between this book and the book that we use in class. Finally, I'm going to give you my opinion on how can we use this in our everyday life. In the 80s, teamwork was considered nice but not critical. Teamwork gained importance due to global competition, workforce changes, and technology. So they mentioned Xerox and the Japanese as one of the main companies that started working with the team concept. In the 90s, teamwork was established. The discussions shift to uh, tools for sustainability, and clear purpose was one of the most important characteristics that they recognized and in order to a team to be effective. Then the book identified the four styles in team players. Each one contributes in different ways, and each one has the capacity to be an effective team player, but in different ways. We have the challenger, the contributor, the communicator, and the collaborator. The contributor is task-oriented, and in the contributor's view, effective team problem solving and decision making result from sharing the team members' expertise. Here are some of the qualities that a contributor has: is dependable, responsible, efficient, and logical. Some of the not so nice qualities are that is short-sighted, perfectionist, narrow, and cautious. The collaborator is a goal-directed player. The collaborator sees the vision and goal, constantly reminding the team to stay on track. An effective collaborator is cooperative, flexible, confident, accommodating, and an effective collaborator is too future-oriented, not task-focused, and unrealistic. Then we have the communicator. Gives primary emphasis to team processes and how the team goes about completing its tasks. Is supportive, encouraging, relaxed, and tactful. An ineffective communicator is vague, impractical, aimless, and not sufficiently serious. Lastly, we have the challenger. The challenger is always questioning the method. It's willing to disagree with the leader and open to take risks. An effective challenger is candid, ethical, and honest. An ineffective challenger is rigid, arrogant, and aggressive. Another important idea that it shows the book is the stages of team development: forming, storming, and norming. Each of these team players' style have different functions in the in every stage. For example, the collaborator is very important during the forming stage. It can be especially helpful during the forming stage. The communicator can facilitate resolution of conflict during the storming stage. During the norming stage, the contributor can help the team establish norms. So these are just a few of the main points, and now I'm going to talk about the similarities and the differences. I mainly see mostly similarities between this book and the book that I read in class. As you saw, a lot of the concepts that I mentioned here in this book are the same ones that we talk about in class and that the other book mentions. Similarities such as the forming the stages of team development. They also talk about the importance of communication, trust, conflict resolution. So mainly I see a lot of similarities. The only difference that I see between this book and the one that we use in class is probably the way that they lay the information. The one that we read in class was most student oriented, and this one is um, more for the business people oriented, but it's very easy to read, easy to follow, and I thought that I was really reading pretty much the same book that we read in class. And finally, I have to say that all this information is useful, especially for work. Um, Identifying the parts of group forming and how to resolve conflict is very helpful at work, not just at work, but in school, in class too. We work a lot in groups in all our classes, and all this information is useful, and we can use it in pretty much every day. Thanks.